Good morning children. We are going to see the last topic, that is biosphere. Okay, that is in geography. Okay, then that we are going to see about differentiations about tropical vegetation, desert vegetations, savanna, tundra, then produces and decomposes terrestrial and aquatic biomass. So these are the things we are going to see in this topic. First one is the tropical vegetation and desert vegetation. Tropical forests have the highest biodiversity and primary productive of any of the terrestrial biomass. What is biodiversity? Biodiversity is all the plants, animals, they are collectively found in one places. That is what a biomass is. அதாவது அனிமல்ஸும் பிளான்ஸும் எல்லா டைப் ஆஃப் அனிமல்ஸ் அண்ட் பிளான்ஸும் ஒரே இடத்துல இணைஞ்சு வாழறது. That is what a biomass. Okay, so the tropical forest of the highest biodiversity. What is biodiversity? That is a wide range of animal and plants. நிறைய animals and plants, they live in a particular habitat. ஒரு particular habitatல அது வாழறது நிறைய animals and plants. That is what is known as a biodiversity. Okay, habitat is the place where the animal and plants that live is called a habitat. Okay, so that is what's the meaning for biodiversity. And biomass, all the plants and animals live in, found in collectively in one places. That is what is a biomass. So tropical forests have the highest biodiversity and primary productive. முதன்மை உற்பத்தி திறன் எல்லாத்தை விட இதுதான் நிறைய ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடிய ஒரு ஃபாரஸ்ட் வெஜிடேஷன் ஆஃப் எனி ஆஃப் த டெரஸ்ட்ரியல் பயோமாஸ். டெரஸ்ட்ரியல்னா லேண்டில் இருக்கிற அந்த பயோமாஸ், லேண்டில் இருக்க அந்த பிளான்ஸ் வெரைட்டிஸில் பார்த்திங்கன்னா இதுதான் நிறைய வெரைட்டி ப்ரொடக்டிவிட்டிக்கு உற்பத்தி திறன் உள்ள ஒரு ஃபாரஸ்ட். ஓகே, பிகாஸ் இட் கெட்ஸ் மோர் ரெயின்ஃபால். That is why the forest is very thick, dense, and it consists of many plants and animals. That is what it is, and mainly it is a terrestrial, land la irukra oru biomass. Okay, plants and animals. Okay, so tropical forests have the highest biodiversity and the primary productivity, first adha production le first of any of the terrestrial biomass. தரையில இருக்கிற அந்த உயிர்வாழ் உயிர்களை ரொம்ப அதிகமான உற்பத்தியை தரக்கூடியது எது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த tropical forest. Then next is these regions have very dense forest. So because it's getting heavy rainfall, this region is very dense. It consists of many trees. Okay, this region has very dense forest. Then the chief trees found here are, what are the trees grown in this forest or vegetation is trees and plants. That is what vegetations. Okay, the chief trees found here are rubber, bamboo, ebony, etc. So these are the trees you can found in the tropical forest, that is tropical vegetations. Okay, then if you come to desert, desert itself it is a dry area. Okay, no water. So due to the lack of rainfall, இங்க வந்து rainfall வந்து ரொம்ப கம்மி, minimum total one year it will get only 25 centimeter only it will get. So the lack of rainfall and arid condition, dry condition nala these regions do not possess any vegetations. இங்க எந்த விதமான plants, animals அவ்வளோ plants வந்து vegetations வந்து இருக்காது. Okay, because what are the plants that can survive due to this situations only can be seen. That are for example cactus, அந்த மாதிரி தான் வந்து நீங்கள் இங்கே பார்க்க முடியும். ஏன்னா இங்கே தண்ணி கிடையாது, ரெயின்ஃபாலும் கம்மி. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி கிளைமேட் இதுக்கு எது வந்து உயிர் வாழுமோ அந்த மாதிரி டைப் ஆஃப் வெஜிடேஷன்ஸ் வந்து we can see here. Okay, but have special vegetation type called xerophytes. ஆனால் இதில் ஒரு ஸ்பெஷல் டைப் ஆஃப் வெஜிடேஷன்ஸ் வந்து இருக்கா, அது என்னென்னா xerophytes. This only can grow in the desert vegetations because other things they need a heavy rainfall, that is not here. So only the vegetation you can see is xerophytes. Okay, and as the soil is sandy and saline, சாண்டி இதில் வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும், மணல் வந்து அப்படியே வந்து லூஸாக இருக்கும். ஓகே, அண்ட் saline உப்பாகவும் இருக்கும். ஸோ அதனால் the desert remains agriculturally unproductive. ஸோ இங்கே நம்ம அதனால் என்ன பண்ண முடியாது, அக்ரிகல்ச்சர் பண்ண முடியாது, ஃபார்மிங் பண்ண முடியாது. பிகாஸ் the soil is agriculture, if you want to do that, it needs a water. Soil should be very fertile, but it is infertile because of it is sandy in nature and it is also saline. உப்புவா இருக்குமா, ஸோ உப்பு இருக்கிறதுல வந்து நிறைய பிளான்ஸ் வந்து வளராது. ஸோ அதனால் the deserts remains agriculturally unproductive. இந்த ஏரியா is not good for agriculture. Okay, this is a desert vegetations and drought resistant thorny scrub. இங்கே எந்த மாதிரி வந்து பிளான்ஸ் வளர முடியுமா, எது வந்து அந்த தண்ணி இல்லாமல் பஞ்சத்தில் வந்து வளர முடியுமோ, தண்ணியே இட்ஸ் ட்ராட்னா தண்ணி இல்லாமல் எந்த மாதிரி வளர முடியுமோ அந்த மாதிரி பிளான்ஸ் தான் வந்து இங்கே இருக்கும். அப்படி பார்த்திங்கன்னா thorny bushes, scrubs, bushes, புல் அந்த புதர்கள், then plums, palm tree, okay, acacia, baobab, these are the trees you can see in the desert vegetations. Okay, drought resistant thorny scrubs and bushes, palm trees, and that is already I told you, cactus like that. Okay, you can found here. This is about the desert vegetations. Once again tell you, tropical vegetation and desert. Tropical is mainly it gets heavy rainfall. When you take the desert vegetation, rainfall is very low. Okay, so this tropical vegetation is the primary productive, first in production of all the goods. Okay, that is mainly it's a terrestrial, it is on the land biomass, that's plants and animals living on the together found collectively in the land is called the terrestrial biomass. So this tropical vegetation you can see in the terrestrial biomass, and these regions have a very dense forest because it's getting heavy rainfall. This area is very dense in forest, and what are the trees you can see is rubber, bamboo, ebony and etc. Desert vegetations, due to the lack of rainfall and arid conditions, the regions do not possess any vegetations, but only the special vegetation you can see, that type is called xerophytes. And the soil, how the soil will be, it is very sandy and saline, it is salt content. So the deserts remain agriculturally unproductive. So you cannot do agriculture, practice agriculture here because agriculture need a fresh water, but this is saline. Okay, then drought resistant plants, எது தண்ணி இல்லாமல் வளரக்கூடியவோ அந்த மாதிரி பிளான்ஸ் தான் இங்கே யூஸ்வலாக இருக்கும். அதாவது முள் புதர்கள், ஸ்க்ரப்ஸ், bushes, palm tree. So like this we can see here. This is about the tropical vegetation and desert vegetations. Then if you take the savannas and tundra, this is a very cold place. Okay, tundra. So tropical savannas are generally found between tropical forest and deserts. In the tropical savannas usually நம்ம எங்க பார்க்க முடியும்னா between tropical forestக்கும் desertக்கும் நடுவுல இருக்க அந்த ஏரியா தான் tropical savannas. So where you can see this, we can see this tropical savannas found between tropical forest and deserts. Okay, then tundra or the lowlands found where their ground remain frozen. So tundra region la இந்த ground எப்பவுமே எப்படி இருக்கும், பனியில உறைஞ்சு போயிருக்கும். Okay, so tundra lowlands are found where the ground remains frozen. So இந்த மாதிரி vegetations எங்க நீங்க பார்க்க முடியும்னா எந்த இடத்துல நிலம் அப்படியே உறைஞ்சு போயிருக்குமோ there you can see the tundra. Okay, இதுக்கு எந்தெந்த பிளேசஸ்லாம் இருக்கு, கிரீன்லேண்ட், ஆர்டிக், அண்டார்டிக் ரீஜன், இது எல்லாமே ஆர்டிக் அண்டார்டிக்லாம் ஃபுல்லாகவே பனியால் க்ளோஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கும், அது எல்லாமே பனியால் தான் இருக்கும். ஓகே, ஸோ அப்படியே உறைஞ்சு போய் இருக்கும் இந்த லேண்டெல்லாம். ஸோ கிரீன்லேண்ட், ஆர்டிக், அண்டார்டிக் ரீஜன் அண்ட் நார்தன் பார்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஏஷியா, கனடா, யூரோப், கேனடா ஃபால் இன் திஸ் பயோமஸ். ஸோ இந்த டண்ட்ரா வெஜிடேஷன்ஸ் இது எங்கெல்லாம் இந்த பயோமஸ் இருக்குது, இந்த பிளான்ஸ் அண்ட் அனிமல்ஸ் யூ கேன் see in these areas, Greenland, Arctic, Antarctic region and northern parts of Asia, Canada, Europe, and all this you can see this tundra vegetations. Here if you take the tropical savanna biomass or where you can see between 10 degree to 20 degree north and south latitudes. So in the savannas enga paaka mudiyuna 10 degree and north and 10 degree north and south of the 10 to 20 degree north and south of the latitudes, and the latitudes la da you can see the savanna. But these Chandra, you can see these areas. Okay, then this biome is generally hot and dry and experience moderate to low rainfall. So in the biome is plants and animals வந்து they are generally hot and dry and experience, அந்த இடம் வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும், hot and dry இருக்கும். இந்த இடத்துல இந்த மாதிரி plants and animalsலாம் ஒன்று moderate rainfall இல்லை low rainfall அது experience பண்ணும், it receives. Okay, so this biome is generally hot and dry. இந்த biome isலாம் ரொம்ப hot and dry இருக்கிறது, and it experience at moderate or otherwise very low rainfall. Okay, and these region are called barren lands. இங்க வந்து எதுமே vegetations இருக்காது, because full அது பனியால தான் அந்த land உறைஞ்சிருக்கும். Okay, then they grass which grow here are tall and sharp. So in this areas what they will grow, இங்க வந்து grasses தான் அதிகமா இந்த savannasல வந்து வளரும். So அந்த grass வந்து ரொம்ப டாலாவும் ஷார்ப்பாவும் இருக்குமா. The grass which grow here are tall and sharp. Here this biome experience long severe winter and short cool summer. So in the plants and animals அது எப்படி experience பண்ணும், severe winter, ஏன்னா இங்க எப்பவுமே பனியால உறைஞ்சிருக்கனால இங்க எப்பவுமே severe winter-ஆ இருக்குமா, and short cool summer. சம்மர் வந்து ஷார்ட்டாக தான் இருக்கும், அதுவும் கொஞ்சம் கூலாகவும் இருக்கும், ஃபுல்லாக ஹாட்டாகவும் அது இருக்காது. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி தான் Tundra region will experience climate. This biome experience long severe winter, அதிகமான விண்டரும் and short cool summerும் it will experience. This is about the savanna and tundra. So savanna is a tropical savanna where you can find between the tropical forest and deserts. The tropical forest ko in the desert ko nadula irukkiradhu da the tropical savannas. Okay, and tundra you can see this lands in the ground remains unfrozen. இந்த இடத்துல land எப்பவுமே உறைஞ்சு போய் பனியால உறைஞ்சு தான் இருக்கும், and this is found between the 10 to 20 degree north and south latitudes, and this savanna tundras you can find in these areas: Greenland, Arctic, Antarctic region, northern parts of Asia, Canada, Europe, etc. And these regions are also called barren lands. No plants will be grown in that land because it is fully covered with snow. That is why these regions are also called barren lands. No, ஒண்ணுமே இல்லாம வெற்று தளம் அப்படி சொல்லுவாங்க, barren lands. So here the grass only grow out that it will be tall and sharp, and this it experience long winter and short cool summer. Okay, this is about savanna and tundra. Then next we'll see about the producers and decomposers. Producers, decomposers. Okay, so this producers are self-nourishing components. Producers are self-nourishing components of the ecosystem. So producer, the producers, they can able to produce their own food. That is what producers are self-nourishing components of the ecosystem la உள்ள ஒரு தானா food produce பண்ணிக்க கூடியது the producers. But if you take this decomposers are some organism that are incapable of producing their own food. So this decomposers, they cannot produce their own food. Okay, they are depending on some other thing. That is what a decomposer. Decomposers are some organism that are not capable or incapable of producing their own food, but this producers, they are self-nourishing. They can produce themselves their own food. And if you take, hence they are called, this producers, hence they are called autotrophs. What they are called? Auto. செல்ஃபாகவே அதோட பண்ணிக்க முடியும் அப்படிங்கிறதுனால இதுக்கு பேர் என்னது? hence they are called autotrophs. Okay, and they live on dead and decay animals and plants. Decay animals and plants. They live on dead and decay. So இதால தன்னால சொந்தமா உணவை தயாரிக்க முடியாது. ஸோ அது எதை டிபெண்ட் பண்ணியா இருக்குது? டெட் அனிமல், டெட் அண்ட் டீகே, அழுகி போன அனிமல்ஸ் அண்ட் பிளான்ட்ஸை டிபெண்ட் பண்ணி தான் தன் உணவுக்கு அது இருக்குது. ஸோ தட் இஸ் தி டீகம்போசர்ஸ். அண்ட் when you take this, they found both on land and water. Okay, you can see this producer both on land and water. landலயும் இருக்கும், அதே சமயத்துலயும் வாட்டர்லயும் இருக்கும். எக்ஸாம்பிள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா algae and bacteria. Okay, so this is the example for the producers. If you take the decomposers, hence they cannot produce their own food, they are depending on others, hence they are called saprophytes. Okay, hence they are called saprotrophs. Okay, so they cannot able to produce their own food, they are depending on this dead animal and decay animal and plants, hence they are called the saprotrophs. Example, if you take for the saprotrophs, what are the example is mushroom and fungi. These are the example for the decomposers. Producers and decomposers. What are the producers? Producers are self-nourishing components. They can produce their own food. And decomposers are, they are some organism that are incapable of producing their own food. What they do? They depend on the dead and decay plants and animals. So hence they are called saprotrophs. And example, if you take mushroom and fungi, and if you take the producers, they can produce on their own, so hence they are called the autotrophs. And both they are found both on land as well as on water. Okay, so the example, if you take algae and bacteria. Okay, then next we will see terrestrial and aquatic biomass. Terrestrial and biomass and aquatic biomass. Okay, so what does this terrestrial biomass means? Terrestrial biomass is a group of living organism. Okay, living organism that live and interact with. Terrestrial biomass is a group of living organisms that live and interact with one another. So what they will do? They will interact with one another on land. So mainly the terrestrial biomass enga irukum? Land la dhaan. They live together and they will have interaction with one another. That is a terrestrial biomass. It's a group of, it is a group of living organism. Koota vaazhara oru living organism that live and interact with onnoda onnu. They can interact with one another. That is mainly on land. That is what is the terrestrial biomass. Okay. And if you take this aquatic biomass, this is also a group of living organism that live and interact one another. Okay, this that live and interact with one another, and mainly it is in the interact on the land. This is in the water. That is what aquatic biotics. Aquatic biomass, that is living, the plants and animals living in the water. Okay, so aquatic biomass is a group of living. It is also a group of living organism that also live together and interact with each other, and its aquatic environment. இது எதை சார்ந்து இருக்கும்? அதோட நியூட்ரியன்ஸ்க்கும் ஷெல்டருக்கும் தண்ணியும். ஸோ தட் இஸ் வாட் aquatic, and its aquatic environments for nutrients and for its shelter. அதோட இருப்பிடத்துக்கும் உணவுக்கும் அது தண்ணியை சார்ந்து இருக்கும். அதுதான் அந்த aquatic biomass. இது வந்து லேண்டில் இருக்கக்கூடியது. That is a terrestrial biomass. Okay. Then next, if you see that this is mainly, இதோட life conditions is mainly depend on rainfall and temperature. Okay. They are mainly determined by temperature and rainfall. இதோட லைஃப் கண்டிஷனை நம்ம எப்படி ப்ரெடிக்ட் பண்ண முடியும்? வித் determined by the temperature and rainfall. Okay, then here if you take it, and next some of the major terrestrial biomes of the world. If you take the important terrestrial biome means, what are terrestrial biome? If you take it, first one, there are many things. Some of the major terrestrial biome of the world is, one is the tropical forest biomass. Okay, then next is tropical savanna biomass. Okay, then the third one is the desert biomass. Fourth is the temperate grassland biomass, and the last one is the tundra biomass. Okay, these are the major terrestrial, தரையில் இருக்கிற முக்கியமான இந்த land animals, plants, vegetation na biomass na இதெல்லாம் தான். Tropical forest biomass, tropical savanna, desert, temperate grassland biomass and tundra biomass. And if you take this aquatic biomass, okay, like this terrestrial biomass, this aquatic biomass are influenced by a series of the plants. Okay, so if like the terrestrial biomass, aquatic biomass are also influenced by a series of plants. Okay, ennella pathina, it is broadly classified as, first one is the freshwater biomass, and second one is the marine biomass. Okay, so like the terrestrial biomass madriye, in the aquatic biomass is also influenced by a series of factors. What are the factors? Series of factors. Adu enna factors pathina, it is broadly classified into freshwater biomass and that is marine biomass. So this is about the terrestrial and aquatic biomass. What is terrestrial? That you can see on the land. They are the group of living organism that live and interact with each other on mainly on land. That is what a terrestrial meaning, land. Okay, biomass. Okay, they are mainly, their life is depending upon the climate and rainfall, that is temperature and rainfall. And important terrestrial in the world is tropical forest biomass, tropical savanna, desert temperate grasslands and tundra biomass. If you take it, this aquatic biomass, these are the also like the terrestrial, living together and interact with each other, but it is in the on water. So they depends on their food and shelter for water. Okay, on water. Okay, so they depends mainly their shelter and food for on water. Okay, so like the terrestrial biomass, aquatic biomass also influenced by some factors. How this is influenced by temperature and rainfall, this is also influenced by series of factors, that is broadly classified as freshwater biomass and marine biomass. This is about the aquatic biomass and terrestrial biomass. Okay, then we will see the assignment. Learn the differences between producers and decomposers, terrestrial and aquatic biomass, and third is the okay, you will learn about assignment is you learn the difference between the producers and decomposers, terrestrials and aquatic biomass. Okay, thank you children, have a nice day.